Governor Brewer has said that the federal government has not been supportive of what we need them to do. What's your opinion of that? Are they doing anything for us? Is that why we have to pass this law?
Well, I do know I've had my runs in with the federal government. You do know they, at 60 months, or 60 days in the Obama administration, they sent the Civil Rights Division out here. They're probably out here floating around now somewhere. It's been a year and a half. Nothing's happened. I'm an ex-federal guy. I spent 26 years as a federal official, law enforcement in Mexico, Turkey, you name it. I look at it in a different way. I'm not always going to say they're not doing their job, that's why we have to do it. What I'm saying is maybe they should let us do our job and work with them, because they can't do the job by themselves. It's just too big. So why not have law enforcement pitch in, just like we do with narcotics and guns? These are all federal agency responsibilities. Just let the law enforcement. They took away my 100 deputies. Took it away. Why would they take it away? We've done a great job. They should give law enforcement more resources to help them do the job. So you can talk about the border and everything else, that feds are doing nothing. Well, they're doing something, but maybe they don't have the will at the White House and Congress to address this issue. There's many reasons why, and I don't believe in those reasons. I believe that they ought to do something about it, and if this law does nothing else, at least it's forcing them to at least talk about it. Not that anything's going to be done, but at least they're going to look at it again, I presume.
Well, based on Obama's position at this point and what he said today about being afraid that police were going to run wild in Arizona, do you think that is he going to offer any help to you, or are we going to have to deal with this on our own?
I don't know why the president is talking about Arizona. It's the people of the state to decide what they want. Number two, I know he got into the Cambridge police sergeant who arrested a professor. He was nice enough to invite both of them to the White House. I think they had a couple of beers. That has something to do with race. Why does he invite me to the White House? I've been there before, but I'd love to meet him in a rose garden. I would have wine. And, I'm a pretty good basketball player. I'm from Springfield, Mass. I'll throw a few hoops and see who wins. But he's not going to talk to me. I don't have any experience. I only spent 14 years at the U.S.-Mexican border with the feds. So I don't have any experience. So I don't know why he's concerned about Arizona and the state laws. The people want that law here, if that's what you're saying.
Sheriff Arpaio, I'm Sergio Vicky from Mexico City.
You're from where?
From Mexico City.
You're from Mexico City?
Mexico City.
Yo vivo en la Herradura, cerca de Polanco.
Yo vivo en Tlalpan.
Huh?
I live in Tlalpan. I have to ask you, what do you think about all these families that are going to be broken because of a lot of child that are now citizens from the U.S. And if they find out their parents, they don't have the citizenship, they're going to go back to their houses?
Well, I feel sorry for all the parents that are broken from their kids. We have 10,000 people in jail. We have many people in jail that are parents that have been taken away from their children on drugs, burglaries, every crime you can think of. Why isn't anybody sad for those people? Why is it just because we're talking about an illegal alien being put in jail, we're taking them away from their kids? You ought to be sad for all the people in jail.
But maybe because the crime is to look for a better place to live, to make a living, that's a crime?
Yes, it is a crime to come into this country illegally. I worked and lived in Mexico for many years. I know all the secrets. You're talking to a guy that's been there. And I'm concerned about your president. Why would your president say, don't come to Mexico, the United States? especially Arizona. You're going to be stopped. We ought to be saying to our people, don't go to Mexico. How many times are they stopped in Mexico with all the violence and everything going on? So why is your president concerned about the Mexican people coming here? Why? And I get along great with, I used to work with a Mexican president many years ago in La Edu and the Procuraduría. I used to work with him. But this is getting too political. Too political. Why Mexico should boycott Arizona when they have you have all your problems. You know, guns, people being killed, everything in Mexico. And you have tough laws in Mexico. You know that. So we're not going to go around and lock everybody up because they look like they're from another country. We're not going to do that.
Which would be, I mean, the part that the police are going to do in getting recognizing these people by
how they look? No.
I don't know the terms. I would like to ask you because everyone is saying it's because of your color, because
No.
of your racial aspect.
No.
How are they going to work with this law?
Not going to. We lock everybody up. I don't care if you're a redhead or what color you are. We don't go on the street and grab you because you look like you're from Mexico. We don't do that. Tonight, all the arrests we made, it was pursuant to another violation of the law. And then when you put the case together, they're here illegally. So,
But what is going to be reasonable doubt? That's my main question. The reasonable doubt in which police can act towards someone.
well, I think the arrest we made today, just now, is a good point. I don't have all the details, but when you stop a car, maybe the person doesn't have a driver's license. There's 12 people in the trunk or in the back of the car, and they don't speak English. I think that you have to understand there may be some doubt as to where they're from.
Sheriff, if you could explain to us, that might establish doubt. What do you tell your guys, or what are your guys instructed to avoid being accused of racial profiling?
Well-
What things are they not supposed to?
Well, you know what? We've been doing this for 3 years. Thousands we have arrested, detained. 3 years. Where's all the problems? My guys were trained by ICE, 5-week training. The training was very good. So we know how to operate.
What criteria are they specifically not supposed to use in determining?
Well, the criteria is race, ethnic background, and just point that out as a reason for making an arrest or investigating. We don't do that on race or ethnic background or whatever.
Not speaking English, doesn't that kind of go hand in hand with race?
No. Not, you keep talking about not speaking English. I gave you a good example just now. When you have 12 people in a car, you have other variables. One of them, only one, is that they don't speak English. That's not the only criteria. There's other criteria too. So we don't just take you don't speak English as a criteria to investigate.
Sheriff, do you have any comment on Clarence Dupnick, your peer in Tucson, saying that it's a racist, disgusting, unnecessary law, and he's not going to enforce it? Do you have any comment on that?
Well, I've known Clarence for many, many years. He's a member of the opposite party. I'm not saying politics is involved, but he seems to have the same philosophy as Terry Goddard, the mayor, Mary Rose Wilcox, Janet Napolitano, Holder, the president. It all seems to be all Democrats. I can't figure this out. I don't know. I'm thinking that this may be a political situation. You know, it may be politics. So I don't know what Clarence is talking about. He has to understand. He may turn the people over to the Border Patrol, but he also will now have the right to arrest people that are here illegally and put them in his jail. It's now a misdemeanor to be here illegally, the state law. So whether he wants to do it, I'm not going to tell him what to do. That's his area. It's not mine. I wish he would stop the people from coming here. We just locked up 7 different vehicles with 73 illegals on a Class 4 felony. I wish he would have grabbed them before they got here, but that's all right.
Sheriff Al Sharpton's on his way out here.
Uh,
Any welcoming words for him?
Well, you see, I was on CNN with him. We had a nice 30-minute conversation. And, of course, he was here last year marching against me. I met him in my office. We had a nice conversation for a half hour, and now he's coming back. That's great. My polls go higher and higher. Hope you guys publicize it that he's coming back. If he wants to meet me, okay. He sort of said, if I violate the law, I'll go to jail. That's what he said. Kind of a threat. So, yeah, he has his agenda. He got mad when I said to him on TV, who paid your way down last time? He says he did. Come on. We have information they paid $30,000. So I'm sure he's not paying his first class ticket down here out of his own personal fund. But he's willing to come. I hope he calls me. He won't call me this time.
Sheriff, one last question on the way your officers do business. Are you coming up with any other plans? Do they have to do anything differently based on what the governor has done with passing this law?
You know what? Everybody forgets this. When they took away my authority several months ago, you do know I went public and said I'm training 900 deputy sheriffs right in this building, and we've been training our deputies already. I don't report to the governor or the state. I'm the elected sheriff. I decide how my deputies operate and what they're going to do. But they do have, the state does have a organization that sets standards for all the police, including deputy sheriffs. But I've already been training my people.
So there's not going to be much that we'll see different,
No.
even though the law, if it goes into effect,
No,
if it's
because
not
we've
law.
been doing it for 3 years. And we've been training our deputies, started that 6 months ago, before all this happened.